Hello and welcome to Smash Writing. This is Stewy, and today we're bringing along something a little bit different for the channel. We're going to be talking about our experiences playing Starfield, from new game from Bethesda. It's about what, 2-3 weeks old now?
2 weeks. Came out on what, the 6th full release anyway.
Yeah. So normally I'd break down the story, but we'll keep it vague here. Story-wise, you start out as a miner who comes into contact with an artifact that sends you into a bit of vision, and you get met up with a group called Constellation who bring you along on an adventure as you go along collecting more artifacts, trying to figure out what these things are, and you get into a bunch of trouble along the way. At least that's what happened to me.
Yeah, well, you always get in trouble.
Alright, we'll start off first. Character creation. Stewy, talk a little bit about your character. What you were going for when you made him.
Yeah, I don't really know what I was going for, so I don't know. I just kind of wanted someone that, essentially I was making a dragonborn from Skyrim.
There.
You know, pretty much rule the galaxy at the end of the day.
I was going for make another Fiona.
Yeah,
So that's what I do.
kind of the same thing I was going for, just a little more evil.
Well, yeah, Fiona is weird. I try to go more neutral with them. As long as they don't want anyone to have too much more power than them, but at the same time they actually want to help out the little guy and give them power too. They're just there to make chaos amongst the system. But yeah, as I made a Fiona in Fallout 4 and the Fiona in Vampire the Masquerade.
No, I'm kind of just playing through now to see what the game has to offer, and I'll probably play New Game Plus a lot differently.
Yeah. And I do wish was there anything in the character creation you would have liked to have seen? Anything you would have seen build out the pros and cons of that?
I don't know. The menus are just a little wonky. They can make the character creation more streamlined, I think.
I do like some of the traits and everything. I like found not wanted. Like random times you get people like, "Who are you? Why can't we find your?"
Yeah, I like the traits and stuff like that. But I'm talking like the actual like sliders and stuff, when you're actually like molding the face and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They could have some little like Fallout 4, I think, had it right. You just kind of like click the area that you want to adjust, and you move it around with your cursor or joystick or whatever, and it'll widen it, flatten it, whatever you want to do, and you just kind of like shape your face that way.
Yeah. I wish there would have been more like options. Like to design your character a little crazier, a little more out of the box. I mean, I know they want like humans in space and everything, but it would have been more fun to see a bit more like races, kind of like they do with Skyrim, but with more like alienistic tendencies instead of just regular humans.
Yeah, yeah. There's.
I turned you off. What are you doing?
You're gonna have to cut this out.
No, I'm just. This ain't the first time. They're used to it at this point.
Yeah, yeah. I could agree with that. There's like surprising lack of diversity between there's only humans. Like there's not really too many aliens.
Yeah, I think I would have been like, especially with planet hopping to hopping.
Yeah. Apparently there are like other species, but
Yeah.
most of the aliens I've come across are like planetoid like creatures that are either ignore you or try to kill you. And you just
Heat leeches and terramorphs and wild
Yeah.
creatures and. Oh, I had one instance where I was trying to survey them, but I was staying away from them. These giant bird things came down, started trying to eat the other ones, and then Andrea went nuts and started shooting everything that was moving. And I'm just in the back like, no, I just wanted to survey them. What's happening here?
your followers will blow up your spot too if you're like trying to sneak through a place.
Yeah.
You know, I was in this cave and I'm trying to sneak because there's some pirates up ahead, and Andrea just runs by me. They started laying into her. I was like, well, there goes that.
Well, you were dealing with the one on the Mantis site, that puzzle.
Yeah.
Andrea set up turrets 2 times.
Mm.
Like you're not a helper at this point. You're a liability here.
Yeah, just blow up the turrets and you're fine.
Uh,
That's what I ended up doing.
Yeah, Well, because I was over here when you did that, I knew the answer, so I was able to run through real quick.
Yeah, well, by the time I figured out the answer, I'd already blown up all the turrets.
But,
Thought my way was more fun.
no, I'm sure it was.
More explosions.
I just wanted to get to the end and get to that ship. Because I like you, I'm not good enough to shoot the engines. Steal the pirates' ships.
Did you not give yourself that perk yet?
I did. I'm just not good enough to target the engines.
Yeah, you gotta take out their shields first.
Mm. But the space battling in this game is weird because at the same time I am not good at flying anything in any game. I couldn't fly the helicopters in Grand Theft Auto. I can only drive the cars in Grand Theft Auto, and I'm struggling to fly the ships here.
Justin doesn't believe racing games should come with brakes.
No, brakes are overrated in video games. Come on, I have to brake in real life. Do I must do this in video games?
Yes, you have to use your brakes.
No, overrated. I'm playing a video game. The side missions. The first day I had this game, and Stewy went a different way. I ended up landing in the SC System, the Vigilance,
You see such stuff.
and Vigilance trying to take down the pirates, but they're sending me in undercover. I ended up in that by accident, and I love that. Because you can end up crashing into a side mission without realizing you're into a side mission.
Oh yeah, there's all sorts of stuff like that.
Because I had racked up a bounty pickpocketing people in New Atlantis. So they arrested me and they wanted to put me on the Vigilance. And I'm like, I'm not going to the Vigilance. And I got to do a massive shootout with the UC guards. And after a few waves, I realized I can't win this, so I just surrendered to Yumi. And now every time I go back to that building, there are the bodies of the guards that I took out during the shootout still remain.
Still. Usually they'll despawn eventually.
They will. The one guy, he's been in the flower ponder for so long now. I love it. I hope he stays there until the end of the game. As soon as my save file erodes, that's when he's better to still be in that flower ponder.
You know, dead but not forgotten, you know.
There's so many side missions that you can get just stuck and running in place and like, whoa, I haven't done anything else. It's been 9 hours and I'm still trying to take down the pirates of the Crimson Fleet.
No, there's been a few times where like I'll be talking to an NPC and they'll lay out a mission of what they want me to do and I'll go, yeah, I'm not doing that, and I'm just going to do a side quest instead.
Yeah. Well, I get side quests. The moment you run and go to Neon, just run back and forth up and down the block and your objective bar, your side mission bar will just fill up from people talking around you.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that bit because there's so many people there. You can end up running around in this civilian. All right, there's a name over there.
Yep. I got one. You can go and apply for jobs at certain places.
Yeah, the mission boards. Every time I get like a mission board, I'll just grab up all the missions so I don't have to come back. My mission bars are just overflowing with stuff to do. And I think that's one of their biggest strengths is there's always something going on in this game. No matter where you are, you've got 12 different things going on at one time. And depending on what trait you pick, you can have more stuff going on. One of my traits is wanted, so every now and again bounty hunters just show up to try to take me down from a bounty that's on my head. Luckily though, the guards don't act on that bounty.
Do you get in space battles for that?
Yeah.
See, yeah, that's a good perk if you want to be in space battles more. Which, I mean, after a while, yeah, that's pretty much it. You want to have fun blowing stuff up out of the sky. And, like, it doesn't exactly tell you where the bad guys are. You kind of have to go out of your way to find them. So if bounty hunters are coming after you, I mean, there you go.
Yeah. Well, there was one moment where the bounty hunter was on me, but I was dying. And luckily, I managed to just keep enough going to where I was able to grab jump away, and I grab jumped back to the Vigilance. But I had a regular bounty from New Atlantis on me, so everyone near the Vigilance attacked me too. So I had to go back like 4 or 5 saves just to get away from all the fights. And then hunt to a planet that scanned me, so I could be arrested and spend a week in jail to get the bounty off of me to go back to the Vigilance.
You really don't make it easy on yourself, do you?
No, my character has spent about 3-4 months of in-game time in jail at this point.
Mm.
Oh, I get those assault bounties, those theft bounties, pickpocketing bounties. My character's a public nuisance. They're the hero of New Atlantis, but they are a public nuisance at the same time. There's just so much to do. There's so many things outside of the side mission. I think that's one of the biggest, like I said, biggest strengths is so much to do. And the side missions aren't short. I got stuck in the Ryloth company being a corporate spy for so long, and I got stuck doing Crimson Fleet stuff for so long, and I'm over here doing stuff for so long. Let's talk about some of the characters, the traveling characters. I wish that they let us do more. I wish we had a bit more, because I know there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I think most of like the story important characters are pretty weak. I don't care about Barrett in the slightest, but
No, I don't want Sarah. I don't want Sam or Barrett anywhere near me.
yeah,
Andrea's fun because she matches Fiona's bloodthirst, but Sarah actually ended up growing on me a little bit. There was only one real major problem I had with that, and that was more dialogue than Sarah's problem.
yeah.
But I do wish like there was one character in the Raleigh company, Imogen, Jeannie, whatever her name was. I'm bad at names, you know this. But I wish you could recruit her to the team whenever that story's over.
Actually, I actually don't mind Sam Coe. I just don't really care for him either.
Was my cousin said she'd like Samco if Samco didn't have the daughter that she wanted to throw out into space.
Mm.
I wish we could recruit Imogen. She was a lot of fun to work with. I wish we could have recruited that second on the Vigilance, the woman on the Vigilance.
There's apparently a whole bunch of people you can recruit.
Yeah.
It's just like your active followers and your crew are different.
There's a bunch of people in the one lounge on Neon. You can just go in and pay for them, and it's like, I'm not paying you to be on my team.
Yeah, right.
I have followers. I don't have enough space on my ship for them. I got the Stalker because I got Hero Worshipper. So someone is stalked my character. And it's supposed to be like a random moment, and this guy showed up in the first 10 minutes. And he's like, I'm not letting you on my ship, weirdo. I guess he's a Easter egg from Oblivion.
Mm-hmm.
I do love a lot of what they've done. I just wish for almost... I'm greedy here. I want more. I wanted to have Imogen come along. I wanted to have the second on the Vigilance come along. I want all the people on my ship.
Yeah.
The dialogue was... There's some dialogue that is hysterical. Being the roller of the elevator, I thought was the funniest line. Some of the sarcastic lines. But there was one dialogue option that really bugged me. And me and you talked about it a few days ago. It was from the Terramorph mission, where you have to decide what you want to do with the Terramorphs. And what do you want to do with the Lazarus plants. Because they want to destroy the Lazarus plants and use a microbe. And my thinking was, well, the microbe is being engineered by science. That means it can be, de-engineered and manipulated for whatever course reasons. And you don't know what this plant can do. This plant can do anything. Why would you kill this plant? So my character, Fiona, ended up locking away the plant and using those big ass cold ones, Siggly worm monsters.
I can't remember what they're called.
And going that route, I pissed off every one of the followers. All of them.
Oh, they get over it eventually.
Yeah, they'll get over it. Just, but why was Sarah pissed off? She's a botanist and protector of life. You'd think that, well, it might upset her a little bit that you didn't go with the microbe option. You'd think she would be all in for it.
Because she's a scientist first.
Yeah.
She gets pissed off at you for not trusting the science of it.
Yeah, but science of the plant too,
Yeah, well, she's also scared of big scary monsters.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess I get it. But also, I don't care what their opinion is. It was up to me to decide.
Yeah.
Not up to them.
Well, still, the Asilies are cool. They only eat the Terramorphs. We're bringing them back from near extinction.
Yeah, but I guess they're worried about the 1% chance that one gets mad and decides to stomp your face in like an elephant. Yeah.
Or the Terramorphs get out of control before the Asilies can do anything.
Like elephants don't usually stomp people to death, but if you piss them off, they will stomp you to death, and then they'll come and stomp you to death after you're dead at your funeral. That happened to some lady. I guess I don't know what she did to these
Oh, I
elephants.
saw that picture. Yeah, the elephant killed her and then found her funeral and stomped on her body.
Yep.
I hope that's real. um, we talked a little bit about the shipbuilding.
Yeah, that was Sarah's great 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 grandma.
Well, no, there was a big concentration in this game, especially dealing with over stealth over fighting. And we were talking. You did a lot of stealthy stuff, and especially in that Walter part where I was talking about the king of the elevators. Hell was going on today.
There wasn't a whole lot of stealth. That was literally just going where they told you to go and not gathering the attention of the guards.
Yeah.
Which isn't very hard to do if you don't walk into them.
If you're not me.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't just open random doors. They put a whole bunch of doors there, hoping that you're going to open one, and there's always people behind them.
That's what I did.
Yeah. It's a bunch of big red buttons, and you have to run past them without touching them.
And you had a lot of the Ryloth missions were corporate espionage. So sneak into a building, destroy file, add file. And at one point I'm done with this. I ran over. I was supposed to talk to the two and then slip out a file. I went over and I shot the two and then slipped out the file. And at that point it was pointless to do that. I took a big hit on my payday on that mission.
Yeah, when you're not supposed to kill people and then you go and kill people, they tend to frown on it.
It was worth it. Well, there was one mission I had to do. I had to get into the caged area and steal the schematics. And I could not figure out a way. I saw the vent, and I knew where it opened, but it was a master lock. My character can't do master locks. So I simply broke into the cage area, alerted everyone to my presence, stole the schematic, and then was arrested, went and served a week in jail, and then I had the schematic, and it was over. I won. Mission successfully failed.
Well, you got what you came for.
There.
That's all that matters.
They just had to wait a week. I do love just the options. Like Bethesda's really good with this in our RPG games. Is you do the mission however you want. The characters might not like it. You might take a penalty, a hit here or a hit there, but you're going to have a good time. And I do think that they really nailed that here. What do you think about outposts? Because I've never been able to really figure out the outposts yet.
I have one or two. Getting it started's a pain. Once you get it started, though, it's not so much. But I haven't really gotten any off the ground yet, so I don't have much to say about it. It has potential, but it doesn't really give you a lot to go on either. Like what you're supposed to do, and I'm not at a point in the story yet where it's really beneficial to me to have one yet. So
There.
I'm kind of at the point where I'm beginning to put them down, but I'm not really there yet. I don't think I am.
I have one outpost. It's like that giant outpost generator that you put in first.
Yeah.
And then a couch next to it. And that's my outpost.
Yeah, I put a couple starter outposts on planets before I even realized essentially what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to get rid of them, so we'll have to figure that out too.
I need to put up more because I'm always fast traveling with stolen merchandise.
Yeah, essentially what I'm doing now is just leveling up, putting level points into my skills and trying to just flesh out my skill tree. Because in order to really be able to do anything that you want to do, you have to put points into skills that you want to be able to do.
Yeah.
There's no shortage for story and stuff to do, but I want to really get into the meat of building up my fleet, being able to build a ship from scratch and that kind of stuff.
Any negatives for the game? We've talked a whole bunch of positives.
Yeah. Maps is a big one for me. If I go somewhere and then I can never find how to get there. So, for instance, I had to go to the clinic, right, for a mission.
Yeah.
And it's that's a random, space station orbiting a random planet in some system somewhere. And I had to go there for a mission. And I went there for the mission and I left, finished my mission, whatever. I wanted to get back there because I wanted to restock on healing supplies, and I was like, how do I find this place? There's no resources to find it
Yeah.
whatsoever. Doesn't matter if you scan the planet or not. There's no way to pull up anywhere that you have been before. No menu, no map, nothing. You just have to remember it off the top of your head that it was in this system at this planet. Whenever there's like hundreds of systems and planets in your game, you know what I mean? You think it would be easy to like catalog it? There's none of that.
I was to click on a system and then see like a micro list of all everything that's in that system.
Yeah, there's none of that. I could get like even if you wanted to hide it behind like the scanning system, right? That would be cool. You'd have to scan the planet or the system or whatever that the thing's on in order for it to tell you, but it's not even like that. You know what I mean? So it's not even like it adds functionality or anything. Unless it is a feature and I just don't know it, but as far as I can tell, no. That needs to be fixed. Not only that, like actual like regular like local maps in the game. Not knowing where to like on New Atlantis, not knowing where to buy and sell items in the stores.
Oh yeah, trying to find a store can be a bear. Well, trying to find a coffee. Like there's a random little side mission buy the woman janitor a coffee. I went to like 4 different stores before I found them selling coffee, and it was not. They didn't have the coffee she wanted. So that was another coffee shop I had to find. I'm just looking for the cappuccino.
Yeah, it's never easy.
Well, it took me a long time to be able to figure out which guy was dealing in ships. Because I saw him, I'm like, he's not dealing, he's working, and I'm like standing around looking for a building. Where are the ships? Where are the ships? And then I realized, oh no, it is him.
Oh, that's the guy. That's the guy.
Because it like Neon and one of the other planets are in a building. Except for him, he's just hanging out near the hangar, near the shipping spot. I think if, like when you're buying and selling stuff, the easiest place is to be on Neon because everything is just on that block.
Akila's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Because you get off and then the ship services is right there. You just keep going, all the stores are right there too. Neon's nice though.
Look.
He's a going.
It is very interesting how there are certain characters you just cannot take out no matter what you do to them. Makes me wonder, because I've been trying to take out that Benjamin Bayou guy on Neon for so long. Every time I run past where he is in his room in the Asher Lounge, I throw a grenade in the room. It is interesting. It's like, why are you so important? What's going on? Negative, like I said, there's some bits of the dialogue that I don't get because it's so black and white. There's no middle room.
Yeah, like a lot of it just feels like it's just filler dialogue. They're just talking to talk.
Going back to that terminal thing, that should be like an option to where you can persuade your followers, like, hey, the microbe can be used for bad things, and we're bringing an animal back from extinction here. Like, you should be happy. You're scientists after all. You shouldn't want to eliminate all life. And there's, like I said, I wish there was a bit more room in the middle for gray areas.
There's a lot of back and forth too.
Oh, Todd, especially you in that Crimson Fleet mission. Running back to the back to the key. Go back to Vigilance. Then you do your mission, and you go back to the key, back to Vigilance.
Going forward, what you have to do, it's just back and forth, back and forth. Fast travel here, fast travel there, go back, fast travel here, fast travel there, talk to this person.
At least with like the Milo and stuff, everything for the most part is on Neon.
Well, it's all just loading screens. It's just loading screens, and then fast travel, more loading screens. Get there, loading screens. Talk to someone. All right, leave, loading screens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get there's like cutscenes and stuff in the middle, but it's like, you know.
Yeah, I don't really. Loading screens never bother me because I remember what PS1 was like.
See, I've done runs in Skyrim where literally I would not fast travel.
Yeah.
Even if it was a back and forth mission, go here, go there, I would walk or take the horse. I would not fast travel. Because everything on the way, anything in between, I would like hunt and like I'd veer off the path if I found something interesting, stuff like that, but I would not fast travel.
Yeah.
This game does not give you that option. It's like fast travel or nothing.
Well, I haven't done a fast travel because I'll get distracted.
See, I know, like theoretically, you can fly places in your ship.
Yeah.
But if it's going to take me literally hours to fly from like the planet to the moon,
yeah,
I'm good at fast travel. Yeah.
And then of course you get the Bethesda crashes and weird things, but honestly, compared to stuff like New Vegas and Fallout 3, this game works kind of like a dream.
Yeah, I don't get too many real bugs. It crashes on me from time to time,
Yeah.
generally in a loading screen.
But a lot of the crashes that have been happening to me, I could say is like it's probably my fault because while everything is loading in, I'll run into another door real quick and trigger another load screen, and the game just like stuck. Me and him play on Xbox. I can't speak for the computer.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm sure it probably runs a little smoother on PC.
Yeah.
It usually does. But yeah, no, I've had a couple crashes on Xbox.
Yeah, the game loads right. You're back into the game in a couple minutes, so it doesn't like it doesn't really bother me. It's not an all the time thing. Uh, Anything else? Positive, negative, in between.
I like the ship combat. That's fun.
I struggle hard with the ship combat,
Yeah, I like it. Um,
but that's just I don't like to drive in video games versus
but I mean, I don't know, there's better games with better ship combat. Um, the regular combat they do good too.
Oh, I love the regular combat. I love running around with a shotgun and just shooting people with them.
I feel OP though. My character, I feel OP.
That's just how I like it.
Yeah.
I don't want a fair fight.
No, but what's the point in getting all that stuff if it's going to be that easy?
I'm here for the story. There's between the one who likes the Dark Souls games versus the one who doesn't. I make it hard on myself by not remembering to bring ammo.
Well, yeah, you take the options that make the game harder, which I should do, but I don't. At least not the first playthrough. My next playthrough, I might.
I had like one more of the options. I picked Fiona's Alien DNA, Wanted, and Hero Worship, and the traits are ballistics, fitness, and piloting.
See, I'll probably eventually make like a hated Giga Chad character,
There.
like the most narcissistic character in the galaxy.
There. That's how I was good with it. Like I said, Neo is like a chaotic, neutral character who wants to bring justice, but they're going to burn down the city in that process. So that SpongeBob episode where they're like, the town is saved, and they pan out and the town is on fire. That's all I got, though. You have any final words? Would you suggest a game to anybody?
What do I suggest? I mean, if you play games and you don't know about Starfield, then do you really play games?
Well, that's true. I play baseball now.
Yeah, I mean, the people play the game. It's a story game first.